The next day, the boutique door opened. Mannequins dressed in elegant tuxedos stood in perfect rows. The faint scent of fresh fabric and colour lingered in the air. They stepped inside first, scanning the display. Shankuk followed, and the moment he did, the past hit him hard. Years ago, the same kind of store, Taya spinning in front of him in a white suit, asking, "Is this too much?" Shankuk walked up behind him, adjusting his collar carefully. "Nothing is too much for my husband." Their laughter echoing between mirrors, Taya shyly showing him matching rings. Shankuk whispering, "You look so beautiful. I don't even want the guests to see you." The memory overloaded with the present so vividly that Jungkook almost expected to see his younger self standing beside them in the reflection. For a second he could. His vision blurred, his throat tightened painfully. He could still see those old images like photographs layered over reality. Tai smiling only at him, holding his hand, choosing their future together. Shankuk's breath became uneven. "I don't think," he muttered quietly. Tai turned toward him. "What?" Shankuk blinked rapidly, looking away. "I don't think I should be here." Before Tai could respond, Shankar stepped back, then turned toward the door. He couldn't do this. He couldn't stand here and help choose an outfit for the wedding that wasn't his. Each step felt heavier than the last one. But suddenly a hand wrapped around his wrist formed familiar. Tai, please, Tai said softly. Shankar froze. "Stay for me." Those three words did what anger couldn't, what pride couldn't, what logic couldn't. They stopped him. Slowly, Jungkook turned back. Tai was still holding his wrist. Not tightly, not possessively. And when Tai looked into his eyes, he saw it. The numbness, not anger, not jealousy, just quiet devastation. Tai's grip softened. He knew exactly why Jungkook's eyes looked like that. Because they were standing in a place that once belonged to them. And now it didn't. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The sales assistant approached hesitantly. "Sir, would you like to see our new collection?" Tai didn't look away from Jungkook. "Yes," he answered gently. But his hand was still holding Jungkook's wrist, as if he was afraid. If he let go, he might lose him again. Tai slowly let go of Jungkook's wrist. For a few seconds, neither of them moved. Then, Tai forced brightness into his eyes. "Let's just choose quickly." He walked toward the rack, fingers brushing through fabric, every petal, fine, muted beige. He pulled out one, then another. "Oh, this one looks good," he said, holding a structured cream tuxedo against himself. "Bogum will look nice in this shade." Jungkook stood still, hand still pocket, jaw tight. Tai turned, holding two outfits in his hand. "Try this." Jungkook blinked. "What?" "Try them," Tai repeated casually. Jungkook stares at him for a long moment. "Don't do this with me." Tai frowned slightly. "Do what?" "I came here," Jungkook said quietly, pain seeping into his voice. "That's enough. Don't break me more." Tai's expression hardened. "Then I am not breaking you," he said sharply. "You broke yourself years ago." Jungkook's eyes flashes. "I asked you to give me a chance. And I waited." Tai stepped back. "I waited, Jungkook, but you didn't grab any of those chances." The trust, the outfit, toward him again. "Now, please, let me do whatever I want. Just try them." "No," Jungkook replied immediately. "Call Bogum to try them." Tai exhaled impatiently. "You and Bogum have the same body type. Just try them." Something shifted in Jungkook's expression, anger, sharp and sudden. He stepped forward and grabbed Tai's arm. "How do you know we have the same body?" he demanded, voice low but dangerous. "Have you slept with him?" Tai's eyes widened in disbelief. "What the hell is wrong with you?" He shot back. Jungkook's grip tightened unconsciously. "He is your soon-to-be husband, so?" Tai pulled his arm free. George said, "Yes," he said coolly. "He is going to be my husband. How wouldn't I know his body?" The word hung heavy. Jungkook's face went still. So you have," he muttered. Tai looked away briefly, swallowing whatever emotion tried to surface. "It has nothing to do with you anymore," he said. "Now let's do what we came here for." Shankar stood there for a second, then nodded once. "Fine, let's do it." He took the outfit from Tai's hand and walked toward the changing room without another word. And Tai stood there, heart racing, not sure whom he was trying harder to convince. The changing room curtains slid open. Shankar stepped out. He hadn't even bothered to fix the curve properly. The cream tuxedo fit him perfectly. Sharp shoulder, clean line, elegant and powerful all at once. But he didn't look at the mirror, not once. Ty turned and his breath actually caught. For a second, it wasn't the boutique anymore. It was years ago. It was their wedding. His eyes widened. Let's finalize this. Ty blunted out too quickly. Shankuk's gaze shifted to him slowly. Are you sure? Yes, Ty said without thinking. Look at yourself. You are breathtaking. Shankar didn't turn at the mirror. He just kept looking at them. Am I? He asked it quietly. Am I taking your breath? Ty's heart stumbled because he was. Shankuk looked devastating, familiar, perfect, too perfect. Ty blinked rapidly, forcing himself to look away. Let's not talk about this, he muttered, turning slightly. We are not here for. He didn't finish. Shankuk grabbed his wrist. In one swift motion, he pulled Ty forward. Ty stumbled and collided straight into Shankuk's wrist. The word stilled. The sales assistant directly turned away. Ty's palm pressed against Shankuk's chest. He could feel his heartbeat, fast, unsteady. Shankuk, Ty whispered. Shankuk's voice was low. Don't tell me I am breathtaking for someone else waiting. Ty's throat went dry. You are the one who agreed to be here. I agreed to stand, Shankuk replied, not to pretend I don't still love you. The confession hung between them, dangerous. Ty's fingers tightened slightly in the fabric of the tuxedo. You can't say things like that, he whispered. Why? Shankuk's eyes searched for his face desperately. Because you are marrying him, or because you are scared, you will choose me? Ty's breath issued again. Stop. Look at me and tell me you don't feel this. Shankuk muttered. Ty didn't look away this time, and this was enough. Shankuk's hand moved to Ty's wrist, pulling him slightly closer. If this is the last time I get to stand this close to you, Shankuk said quietly, voice breaking, then let me. Ty's resistance cracked, and then Shankuk kissed him. Not desperate, not forceful, but painfully familiar, soft at first, like asking permission. Ty froze only for a second before his eyes fluttered shut. The word disappeared. It felt like home. 3 years of distance collapsed into one moment. Shankuk's fingers trembled against Ty's back, and then Ty felt something warm on his cheek. Shankuk was crying. The kiss broke abruptly. Shankuk pulled back, eyes red, tears falling freely now. I can't, he muttered hoarsely. I can't watch you marry someone else, wearing something I choose. Ty stood there, stunned, breath uneven. Shankuk stepped back quickly, wiping his face roughly. Finalize it, he muttered, voice solemn. It suits him. Before Ty could say anything, Shankuk turned, walked past the mirror, past the rack, out of the store. The door shimmered softly as he closed. And Ty was left standing there, still feeling the warmth of his lip, feeling the tears that weren't his. The days leading up to the wedding passed in a way that no one had expected. Shankuk was there everywhere. When Ty went to finalize the decor, Shankuk showed up 10 minutes later, hand in coat pocket. I thought you had board meeting? Ty said dryly. I postponed it. Shankuk replied. This is more important. At the Florist, they spent nearly an hour debating between white lilies and soft blush roses. Roses, Shankuk said immediately. Ty raised a brow. You always added roses. I hate red rose. Shankuk corrected quickly. You look better with soft colors. Ty blinked at him. He remembered it. The makeup artist came for the trial next. Ty was trying different lipstick shades, frowning at the mirror. This one? He asked, turning slightly. No. This? Too bright. Ty crossed his arms. Then what, Mr. Expert? Shankuk stepped closer, studying him carefully before picking up a muted rose tint. This, he said softly. It doesn't overpower you. It lets you shine. The room went quiet. Even the makeup artist looked between them. Then came the crown and waist selection. Ty held a heavier jewelry crown. Too much? Shankuk shook his head. You are already too much. Ty scoffed. Excuse me? In a good way. Shankuk muted. You don't need something that complements you with you. He chose a simple piece, elegant, delicate. It suits Ty perfectly. And the way knew, Shankuk walked the asnes slowly. checking the light and angles himself. Why are you doing that? I asked. So the light won't cast shadow on your face when you walk. Jungkook answered it casually. Tai stares at him. You notice that? I notice everything about you. Jungkook said before he could stop himself. Silence fell between them, except the menu tasting became an argument. I want strawberry cake. No. Why not? You complain it's too sweet later. I won't. You win, Jungkook said firmly. Get vanilla with fresh cream. It balanced better. Tai glares at him, then ordered vanilla, and Jungkook smirked slightly. Invitation cards, guest list arrangement, seating chairs, music selection for the essay work, the exact shade of table runners, the fragrance of candles, the photographer shortlist, the rehearsal schedule. Every time Tai asked, Jungkook first said, I am busy. Then he appeared. Every single time, late night, when Tai messaged, Can you shake this? Jungkook replies, Send location. When Tai said, You don't have to come, Jungkook answered, I want to. Then he proved something without saying it directly. He wasn't too busy anymore. He was choosing work over Tai, not this time. One evening, while they were finalizing the music playlist, Tai looked at him carefully. You have changed it, Tai said softly. Jungkook didn't look up from the laptop. Have I? You don't run away now. Jungkook buzzed, then closed the laptop slowly. I ran away once, he said quietly. I won't make the same mistake twice. Tai's heart tightened. You are still letting me go? Tai whispered. Jungkook smiled faintly. I promised you I will stand by you, he said. I didn't promise I will steal you. Tai felt something dangerous bloom in his chest. Because Jungkook wasn't fighting, he wasn't begging, he was just there, and that impressed Tai more than anything else ever had. At the wedding venue bedroom, Tai stood in front of the mirror wearing only Chris' white shirt. The rest of the outfit still laid neatly on the couch behind him. His fingers trembled slightly as he tried to fasten the cufflinks. There was a knock. Before he could answer, the door opened. Jungkook stepped inside holding a small velvet box. You forgot this in my car, he said, his voice stopped halfway, because he saw that just the white shirt, bare legs, bare throat, bare vulnerability. For a second, Jungkook couldn't breathe. Then he looked away quickly. Short I will just leave it there. Tai turned slowly. Thank you. Silence stretched between them. Jungkook didn't move toward the door. Instead, he asked quietly, Are you really marrying him? The question wasn't sharp, it was broken. Tai swallowed. Yes. Jungkook let out a shaky breath. Even now? Tai's composure cracked slightly. What do you want me to say? I want you to say you don't want this. Jungkook said, voice rising despite himself. I want you to say you are doing this because you are angry or hurt or trying to punish me. Tai's eyes shimmered. And if I am? He whispered. Jungkook stepped closer. Then punish me. He said, not yourself. Tai's lips trembled. You think this is easy for me? I know this isn't. Jungkook finally snapped, tears slipping down. You think helping your choose flowers was easy? Washing your dry crowns, knowing someone is will lift your veil? His voice broke completely. I am losing you in front of my own eyes. Tai's tears fell too now. You already lose me once. Tai whispered, when you choose everything is over me. Jungkook shook his head desperately. I was stupid. I was scared. I thought you would wait. I did wait, Tai cried. I waited until waiting started hurting me more than leaving. The room felt smaller, closer. Jungkook stepped forward again until there was barely any space between them. I love you. I love you, Taeyong. I still love you. He said with his numb eyes. No ego, no truth, just truth. Tai closed his eyes. You don't get to say that now. I have always loved you. Jungkook continued, voice shaking. I just didn't fight hard enough. Tai opened his eyes, tears clenching to his lashes. I still love you too, he admitted. The confession felt like glass, fragile, dangerous. Jungkook inhaled sharply. Then don't do this. Tai shook his head, crying harder now. I can't stop the wedding. I can't break everything again. I can't become the villain in someone else's story. You will become the tragedy in ours. Jungkook whispered. That was it. Tai broke then. Shankuk cubed Tai's face carefully, afraid he would disappear. Tell me to leave, Shankuk whispered. He couldn't. Instead, his fingers gripped Shankuk's shirt and they collided. The kiss wasn't gentle, it wasn't controlled, it was years of love, regret, anger, longing. Their tears mixed between breath. Shankuk held him tightly like he was trying to memorize the shape of him. The kissed him back like it was the last time he would ever be allowed to. When they finally pulled apart, both of them were shaking. Foreheads pressed together, crying. I hate that, I love you. Tai whispered. I don't. Shankuk replied through tears. I just hate that I might lose you. The priest's voice echoed softly through the hall. Do you? Shankuk didn't hear the rest. The word blurred, the crowd blurred, the tie blurred. His chest felt tight, suffocating. Before he even realized it, his feet were already moving. He turned it, walking down the alley in the opposite direction, each step heavier than the last. He was almost at the exit, almost free from watching the love of his life promise himself to someone else. Then a hand grabbed his wrist, hard. Before he could react, smack. The sound of the slap rang louder than the fading music. Shankuk froze. Tai stood in front of him, eyes red, breathing uneven. Can't you just stop this wedding, idiot? Tai shouted. Gas filled the hall. Shankuk stared at him, stunned. What? You heard me. You said you were happy like this? Shankuk shot back, voice shaking. You said this is what you wanted. As tears spilled over, you are such an idiot, he whispered, breaking. Can't you understand? This wedding is yours and mine, not Pogam's and mine. Silence. The entire hall was watching now. Shankuk glanced around, panic flickering in his eyes. What are you saying? Tai, don't make a scene here. Tai let out a hollow laugh through his tears. Why? Afraid? Your grace, your image will be ruined? Shankuk's expression hardened. You think I cared about that right now? Then what do you care about? Tai demanded. I care about you. Shankuk exploded. I care about not running your life. I care about not making things more complicated for you. So go back and get married. If that's what you choose, I will stand here and clap if I have to. Tai's face crunches. But I am not happy. He says softly. Shankuk break off. What? I am not happy? Tai replied, voice breaking. I tried to be. I tried to convince myself. I thought if you didn't fight for me, I would move on. I thought if you let me go again, I would finally stop loving you. Shankuk stepped closer, confused, desperate. Then why? Why put me through all this? Why make me help you? Why kiss me? Why say you can't stop it? Because I was waiting, I cried. I was waiting for you to stop me, for you to say you can't live without me. But you kept stepping back. Shankuk ran a hand through his hair, overwhelmed. You told me to let you be happy. You told me this is what you wanted. I lied. Tai shouted. The word echoed. I lied because I was scared you would choose everything else over me. I needed to see if you would fight for me this time. Shankuk's voice lowered, heart flashing across his face. So, this was a test? No. Tai shook his head violently. It was desperation. I can't marry someone else while loving you. I can't stand there and say vows when my heart is standing at the exit. Shankuk stares at him. You just said you want to marry me. He said slowly. One moment you are walking down the alley to Pokam. The next you are slapping me and saying you want me. What is wrong with you, Tai? Footing roll with me? Tai stepped closer, gripping Shankuk's suit. What's wrong with you? I loved you when you were too busy. I loved you when you ignored me. I loved you when you broke me. And I still love you. Now, that's what's wrong with me. Shankuk's eyes filled again. You think I don't? He whispered. Then fight. That's it. The hall was dead silent. Fight for me the way I fought for you. Shankuk swallowed hard. If I fight now, there's no going back. Tai's tears slowly, but his voice became steady. I don't want to go back. A long pause. Then Shankuk asked, if I walk up right there right now and take your hand, will you walk away with me? Tae didn't hesitate. Yes. Shankuk searched his face one last time. No game, no game. Noticing, noticing. Just us, just us. Shankuk excelled, like he had been holding his breath for years. Then he turned it toward the stage. This time, he didn't walk away. He walked forward. Shankuk didn't stop at the ashley this time. He walked straight up to the stage. Cass filled the venue. The priest looked confused. Bokam stepped back. Tae remained exactly where he was. Eyes locked only on Shankuk. Shankuk stepped in front of him, heart pounding so loud he was sure everyone could hear it. Do you mean it? He asked one last time, his voice shaking. Tae nodded. I have never meant anything more. Turned toward the priest, start the ceremony. The hall erupted into whisper. Bokam let out a slow breath, not angry, not shocked, relieved. He looked at Tae for almost then at Shankuk. You were never really mine, Bokam said quietly. I knew that. Tae's tears fell again. I'm sorry. Bokam gave a small sad smile. Just don't regret this. Shankuk didn't let go of Tae's hand. Regret? He said firmly. I have already regretted losing you once. I won't do it again. In the front row, Hyungi finally leaned back in the shirt, exhaling deeply. Finally, he muttered beside him. Jimin wiped his eyes dramatically. I was about to drag them together myself. After months of trial, finally they are together, and this is relieving. Shankuk turned it back to Tae. You said this wedding is ours. He asked softly. Tae nodded. Then let's finish it. The priest hesitated, looking between the families. But Tae's voice rang clear this time. I, Kim Tae-hong, shows Cheon Jungkook. No hesitation, no doubt. Jungkook gripped tightened around his hand. I, Cheon Jungkook, shows Kim Tae-hong in front of everyone this time, with no fear and no running. Hyungi smirked slightly. About time, Jimin clapped his hand together, whispering, Please let them kiss already. The priest cleared his throat, trying to regain composure. Do you both willingly enter this reunion? Yes, they answered at the same time. Laughter and soft cries filled in the venue, and by the authority vested in me. The final word felt unreal. You may seal your vows. Shankuk cupid Tae's face gently. No, desperate like before. No stolen, but rightfully. Their kiss this time wasn't shouts, it was promise. When they pulled it back, Shankuk rested his forehead against Tae, smiling through tears. No more almost. He whispered. Tae smiles back, glowing. No more waiting. In the audience, Hyungi finally closed his eyes in peace. Jimin clapped louder, and this time when they walked down the alley, they walked together. The reception hall was finally calm. The showers was over. The vows were done. The whispers and settled into laughter. Jungkook and Tae were seated in the main table, hands brushing every few seconds, like they still couldn't believe this was real. Hyungi leaned back in his chair, sipping his drink. By the way, he said casually, eyes sliding to Jungkook. How are you feeling in this suit you chose? Jungkook blinked. What? Hyungi raised a brow. The suit, the one you finalized. Jungkook frowned and looked down at himself. His beard cocked. It was the same suit, the one he had tried on a week ago. The one Tae had said looked breathtaking. Jungkook looked up slowly. Why am I wearing this suit? Tae burst out laughing. You idiot, he said, nudging him under the table. I asked you this morning to wear it. Shankuk stares at him. I didn't even see it. I was too hurt to notice anything. Tae's expression softened instantly. He reached up and gently cupped Jungkook's cheek. I'm sorry, baby, he said quietly, for not telling you from the beginning that this wasn't my wedding with Bokam. Jungkook's eyes widened. What? Tae grinned, trying not to laugh again. This wedding was ours from the start. Jungkook shot to his feet. What the hell? He claimed, making half the table turn toward them. You planned all this and didn't tell me? Tae shrugged innocently. I didn't want you to turn it this time. Shun? Jungkook ran a hand through his hair. You let me suffer for weeks. I thought I was losing you. Cried in fitting room, Tae. Hyungi shouted into the drink. Correction. Hyungi said lazily. He cried everywhere. Jimin nodded dramatically. Bathroom, parking lot, my living room, once in the elevator. Jungkook turned to them in betrayal. You both knew? Jimin lifted his hand. Don't look at me. I tried to tell you so many times, but Tai said if I opened my mouth, he would block me from his life. Jungkook shrugged. I enjoyed the show. You young? Jungkook groaned. Tai stood up now, grabbing Jungkook's hand before he could storm off. I needed to know. Tai said more seriously. I needed to see if you would choose me without being told to, without being pushed. I wanted to know if you would choose me over your work. Jungkook looked at him, still half annoyed, half overwhelmed. And what if I didn't? He asked. Tai smiled softly. You did. Jimin clapped his hands together. Character development, growth, emotional maturity. Yoongi rolled his eyes. Shut up, Jimin. Jungkook looked back at Tai, narrowing his eyes. So, Bokum? Tai laughed. Bokum was in on it. Jungkook froze. He was what? Yoongi nodded. Poor guy deserved an award. He almost got slapped emotionally for real. Jimin nodded. He said if this didn't work out, he was flying abroad immediately. Jungkook stares at Tai as disbelief. You turned my life into a drama. Tai stepped closer, lapping an arm around Jungkook's waist. You love drama? I do not. You absolutely do. Jimin leaned toward Yoongi and whispered loudly. They are flirting again. Yoongi smirked. Good. Means we can finally eat in peace? Jungkook sighed, but the anger melted quickly. You are unbelievable, he muttered, resting his forehead against Tai's. But you married me anyway. Tai replied proudly. Jungkook couldn't help but smile. Yes, he said softly. And next time you plan something like that, at least for me, before I have a mental breakdown. Tai laughed, picking his cheek. No promise. Across the table, Yoongi relaxed fully in the chair. Finally, he said, I can sleep peacefully tonight. Jimin laughed. Same. If they broke up again, I was resigning from this friendship. The four of them laughed together, and for the first time in a long time, everything felt settled. No misunderstanding, no running, just love, and a very dramatic wedding story they would never stop teasing Jungkook about. 7 years later, the rain fell softly over the city, tapping against the balcony railing in a rhythm Jungkook had always loved. He stood there now, just like he used 2 years ago, except this time Tai was wrapped securely in his arms. Both of them were tucked inside one oversized blanket, shoulders pressed together, fingers intertwined beneath the warmth. Jungkook rested his chin on Tai's shoulder. I still feel the same, he muttered. Tai smiled softly. What does? Watching rain with you, except now you complain less about the cold. I measured. Tai replied proudly. Jungkook snorted. You measured? Tai elbowed him lightly under the table. Excuse me, I'm a very responsible adult. Jungkook murmured. You cried yesterday because the delivery guy forgot your extra sauce. That was betrayal. Jungkook laughed, pulling him closer. The rain grew heavier. The city light blurred in our distance. Remember? Tai swear quietly. The day you almost walked away at our wedding? Jungkook tightened his hold slightly. Don't remind me. I still feel the slap sometimes. You deserve it. I did, he admitted easily. Best decision of my life. Kidding slapped and dragged it back. Tai leaned his head against Jungkook's chest, smiling. You fight for me properly now. Jungkook kisses the top of his head. I learned my lesson. The balcony door suddenly slid open with a sharp sound. Both of them turned. Their son stood there holding a mug in one hand and a glass in the other. He looked deeply unimpressed. Your coffee, Dad, he said flatly, handing it to Jungkook. And your strawberry milkshake, Mom. Tai gasped dramatically. See, he respects me. The son rolled his eyes. You made me go downstairs 3 times. Jungkook raised a brow. Character building. You are using me as your room service, the boy complained. Every time it rains, you both suddenly need drinks. Tai crossed his arms. That's because rain is romantic. You! Jungkook burst out laughing. Don't you, your parents? You are literally wrapped in one blanket like a drama couple. The boy shot back. I pointed at him, mind your tone. You see me to get ice for the milkshake too? He continued, and then texted, Big napkin. After I sat down, Shankuk tried to stay serious but failed miserably. Teamwork, he said. Exploitation. Their son corrected. Ty leaned forward sweetly. Baby, when you grow up and fall in love, you will understand. I am never falling in love, he declared dramatically. If this is the result, Shankar smirked. That's what I said once too. Ty looked up at him with a knowing smile. Their son now groaned loudly. Okay, I am leaving before it turns into a kissing scene again. We don't kiss in front of you, Ty protested. Last week you did. That was a peg. It lasted 10 seconds. Jungkook laughed so hard he almost spilled his coffee. Go inside, he said gently, and closed the door. The son muttered something about unbelievable parents and slid the balcony door shut behind him. Silence returned. Rain continued falling. Tai sipped his milkshake, leaning back into Jungkook. We raised him well, Tai said proudly. He is dramatic. He gets that from you. Jungkook tightened his blanket around them both. I'm glad, he said softly, more serious now, that I didn't walk away that day. That turned slightly in his arms. You never will again. Never. Shankuk wrapped both arms fully around Tai from behind, pulling him closer against his chest. Tai placed his hand over Shankuk, their fingers naturally interlocked like they had for years. The rain poured steadily from under his blanket. City light glowing, no showers, no almost, just peace. And Shankuk holding Tai a little tighter as they watched the rain together, except the way they were always meant to.